And it looks like we're on. We are live. Okay, here we go. Oh, already 4 people. Nice, nice. Well, hello everyone. Tom Smith here. Welcome to this kind of after party uh, thing for the Lost Scene 5, since it just came out last Friday evening for us. I know it was like, I think it was like 3 a.m. for like Paulie and you guys at DEP Films. Yo, yeah, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I think it was like what 3 a.m. for you guys when it was shown. David and Paulie here. How's it going? It's going good. It's going good. It's going great. Yeah. What time was it when it premiered for you guys? Because I think it was like 2 or 3 a.m. 2 a.m. Okay, yeah, and I think for Anton it was 3 because he's an hour difference from you guys. I think 2 a.m. Oh, sorry. I mean, but it's what worked for us because it was 7 p.m. here. 7 p.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. for Anton. Yeah, that's what he said. So yeah, I mean, I know it was like 8 for Martin, and the auto would have been 2 a.m. as well. Yeah, that's why Anton suggested I do the the live chat with the first 5 movies before the Lost Scene 5. That way he could make sure he stayed awake. Because yeah, it's a long thing. Okay, well, so movies out, movies doing quite well on the channel. Let me see here. Yeah, it's up to 124 views with 13 likes. Recently got 2 dislikes, but I got 2 dislikes on a bunch of my videos, so I think someone's trolling me. Because I mean, yeah, getting a dislike is one thing, but getting them all like munched up like that, somebody's trolling. Is a Christmas hat put above the cowboy hat in the background? It's my fedora with, and I always, it's December 1st through December 31st for the whole month. I put my Christmas hat over the top of it, so it's my fedora with the Christmas hat. Yeah, that's just a Christmas tradition I've been doing for the past 5 years. No, 4 years. 4 years. I think I've been doing it since 2016. I've had a fedora for 5 years, but I don't think I did it for the first year. That would be my wife. uh, yeah. Yeah, just getting ready for Christmas and stuff. Just now that we're done with the Lost Scene 5. Although I will say, going through the polls, I was doing the poll on doing that, getting it all fixed, whether or not I should go back and fix up a few things in the production, because I mean I can still do that because most of the projects are all still readily available to me and I can use better sound effects and stuff. That poll has got 11 votes and it's a tie between yes and no. So it's like, guys, you gotta give me something here because I can't do it. just the one. Um, with the tie. So it was super fun live stream, especially starting with the preview. Yeah, the previous. Yeah, I mean, it was fun watching them. Originally, I was gonna put a little more at the beginning of that. Um, those first 4, I was actually gonna do a whole thing where it started up like it was a VHS tape, and I was gonna show. I think it was the Legends trailer, the LCU trailer, the um, the LCU trailer, the Legends. I was even updating it where it says in 2021, the Legends film and the Lost Scene 5 final trailer. Only I made them where they had like VHS quality, so it was gonna be like we were starting to put old VHS tape. But I couldn't export it fast enough. It was gonna take way too long to render, so I had to just cut it and just put the 5 films together. But originally, I was like, "Oh yeah, I could have some fun with it." The way when it started up. I might do that whenever I compile all the Lost Scene movies, like into one video so people can watch it like on order, which will be like 2.5 hours, I think. If you put all the films together. That's including joining in chess in there. But yeah, it just didn't work out, so I didn't do it. Let me see here. Yeah. Surprised, let's see. It's a scene where everyone else is. We'll have a whole lot of people on here right now. Just the 3. Okay. Well, I guess talk a little trivia here. So let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up the original script of the Lost Scene 5 Retribution here. Yes. This was 2018's. It was 14 pages. I'm pretty certain the final version was like 23 pages. So there was a lot changed. Oh, and actually in the script, so the original way it opened, the scene with Barrett, my dad's character, that was originally, and the whole bit right before that where he's at the rock where where Niven killed Livingston, that was the opening of the film. And originally the whole scene took place at that rock. That was the whole opening scene. So right after the Conan Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's text, the little quote from him, it immediately cut into that scene. And then, this is the best one to read, though. So then you get to scene 2. So, same thing happened. He killed Barrett. Although, in that version, there was no Polovich. There was no General Polovich. It literally said, no. He's like, and there was another character he mentioned. There was no Polovich. He was like, good if everything, Niven, good if everything works out the way it should, then I will finally prove to myself that I am correct about the mastermind's identity. Barrett says $100 if I was right, and it's Rosenberg. And Edward Niven says, no, it's not Barrett. If I am correct, in 15 seconds you will try to kill me, and I will defend myself and kill you because you work for Colonel Arthur Grayson, also known as the Mastermind. So, like right at the beginning of the movie, I was gonna just go ahead and say that Grayson was the mastermind. Which later on I was like, I prefer to leave that as a big reveal at the end of the movie. So there was that. And then after that, you go to Sean Deakins, goes into his apartment. He suddenly spins around with a gun draw to see Hale standing near the window. That was Richard's character in the Lost Scene 4. And pretty much plays out the same way. Only it's Hale, and he just says, "Come on, Deakins, old buddy, no need for hostilities. Colonel Grayson would like you to do another mission for us." So in this version, he was still working for Grayson instead of working for a rogue group at that point. And actually, it was a different target. Yeah, he's like, Grayson has a new target for you, Jack Stone. He's a traitor to the Secret Service and is in league with Basilisk. And then it's like, what kind of timetable are we looking here? We have 2 days again. He's leaving the country and heading to somewhere in Europe. We think Denmark. So in this version, originally, I guess he was implying that Stone was heading to go see Lund. This is before we had everything like really nailed down within the LCU. So I was kind of just having to guess where everyone would be at that point. And I don't even know if I was really thinking much about Clank at this point in the story. That word bear with Polovich character being introduced. Yeah, it really did. This was in the original. So then he kills Hale and just says nothing personal and just walks out. And then Colonel Grayson's talking to Major Crawford in the next scene. Instead of Agent Doyle. Crawford, that was Patrick Stark's character. He's still alive. So he's like, so Hale is dead. Colonel Grayson, yeah. So Hale is dead. He was a pathetic point man anyway. At least I confirmed our suspicions, and he just goes on like, and then the scene pretty much plays out the same. A lot of it was just line replaced. It was just character replacing. The lines stayed mostly the same. A lot of scenes. I'm just kind of flipping through this. Yeah, pretty much stayed the same. Okay. Yeah, it is pretty much. Except, oh yeah, because there was no Polovich in there, it was Niven that burst in. They both went in and confronted Grayson, and Niven was like, "Don't move." Instead of, and he was like, "Captain Edward Niven and Lieutenant Sean Deakins, thank you for coming so quickly. As national terrorists, it'll be a pleasure to kill you." And then Niven, yeah, Deakins cover exit. I don't know what you have planned, but it is over. And then, yeah, Crow Grayson, over. It's far from over. You will be dead soon, and the warhead you stole will be gone. Warhead, what? Says Niven. And then Grayson's like, yes, didn't you hear? A nuclear warhead was stolen by you and Deakins. And so far, the government have your names, but when you are dead and the warhead is missing, they will soon have more names. Jack Stone, Ian Private, and others. And so, same idea. And then, so there was just him just saying, like, I planted the tracking device on Patterson's SD card, and then I found out you like visiting the library so much, and then Crawford enters with Emily, and it just kind of plays out there. Still a lot of the same lines, but so there was none of the whole like, oh, suddenly, I'm just a captain, him shooting. And then pretty much after that, pretty much plays out pretty much the same in the movie, with the exception of after the building explodes, Deakins thinks Niven's dead. A government agent talks with Deakins about hunting down Basilisk, and then this is end credits. And then we cut to a post-credit scene, which was seeing that Edward Niven was alive, and he just walks away. That was it. Foxway, what's up? Hey, Anton, what's up? Glad you could join us. We're just discussing the first draft of what would become the final version. Now, this, of course, actually isn't even technically the first draft. This is only the first draft that was finished, because I started it multiple times. I wonder if I could ever find any of my old original versions. Some that when it was the Lost Scene 4 still, because those ones I didn't even finish those scripts. It was like so long. Let's see. I don't think these are unfinished scripts. No, not there. Seeing if I can find it. Can I find these scripts? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think. I think it might be on one of my hard drives. So if I can find that, it'd be interesting to see where I was up to. Very different. But anyways, yeah, so completely different from what would end up becoming the later versions. I know is this the next draft? 2018, yes. There was another version later in 2018, which, yeah, introduced Polovich was finally introduced into the story, and this would have been the version I worked on after we filmed The Lost Scene 4. This is when this is when I knew we weren't gonna have Hale or Crawford. They were both dead. Yeah. But even in this version, a lot of them didn't even have the Polovich only showed up at the end. He only showed up at the very end. Gonna be sitting here and chatting for a while. Had to edit. Yeah, that's the spy scene. Great. What's up? Nice. Can't wait for that film. Look forward to more George Whitebrook. Um, but as I was saying, yeah. So originally Polovich only showed up at for the final scene, and it was played by a different actor. And we were gonna do the whole like mask reveal, kind of like a Mission Impossible, where it pulls off a mask, and then it's revealed to be Edward Niven. Until finally, just realized just to cut down on how many actors I was going to need, I was like, I'll just do the Mission Impossible style where he already looks like the guy that he's going to impersonate. So that's why I was like, I'll just play Polovich. I'll play Polovich and Niven and just have him where he already looks a lot like him, except he has a mustache. Which, I mean, led us to having the bit where there's kind of a clue that Niven, if you pay attention, the voice is slightly different and the mustache is different. Kind of gives you a clue. Wait a minute, this is not the same Polovich that we saw earlier in the movie. Those two scenes, those were written at the last minute, right before we started filming. I wrote in those two scenes because I was like, I'd rather establish the character a little bit more than just have him in dialogue and then he just shows up, and it's not even him. So I was like, I'll add in a couple of sequences. So that's why the two scenes at the parking garage were added. Yeah, about a month before we started filming. Yeah, originally it was gonna be a different uniform and everything, but the costume shop I used to go to is out of business, or at least no longer in town where you can use them, and they've been shut down completely, of course, because of everything that's been going on in the world right now, the pandemic. But so originally, yeah, I was gonna have like a full Russian uniform because they had one. In the end, I decided to just go with the subtle, slight disguise, and he's wearing kind of more casual. Just use my trench coat and just have a hat and have him wear the olive green type shirt and black tie. It's just worked good. But that also meant I had to wear that green shirt and black tie for all the action stuff. It's kind of funny. It's like, I mean, he's still wearing half of the uniform when Niven's going around and doing his stuff. But yeah, that's some of the trivia right there, though, is just how much different the script was going to be. Let's see, what else got changed? Yeah, I think, isn't that edit when I finally decided to add in? I'm just seeing if, I know I added in, is that when I finally decided to add in? Yeah, that's when I added in, yeah, once I did so late 2018, that's when I added in the post-credit scene of Stone and Lund with Niven. So yeah, originally that one there, and that's when I also put in the Deacon's Niven final scene. The government agent actually was always the government agent. It was just a government agent that meets up with Deacons, talks with him, and then the guy we had cast in that role, because the film got delayed about a month. Well, he got married and was on his honeymoon, so he couldn't be available for filming. So that's why I just got the idea, all right, I'll just have Glenn Harvey call him. Why not? Once again, saves time and actors. Amazing to finally see that post-credit scene completed. Yeah, yeah, I had that for a while, and of course, that's the opening scene to The Legends as well. So that was really cool to do. Yeah. So the government, yeah, it was just supposed to be just an unnamed government agent, and then I was just like, I'm just making Glenn Harvey, and of course the mid-credit scene. That was another late addition. The throw in was the did he use the Clank serum or not? Kind of question. Is he the fourth Clank now? It's gonna be something we can have some fun with playing. Did he or didn't he? I was even planning on having a line in the Legends where they're like, that seems odd, because it seems like he's fighting pretty well for a guy who's, I guess, the time of, I think he's 47. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Niven will be 47 at the time of the Legends. but he's like fighting like really good, and they're wondering, is there something different about him? I don't know. And then of course we were gonna have stuff in like Dread Bullet and stuff like that too. Play around with that concept. You still might find a place for a reference to that. Yeah. And I mean, of course, now Polovich is going to get more in the precursor era. He's more of a precursor era villain than he is in the Legends. So, yeah, I know a lot of people said they wish they could see more of that character. Well, I'm like, well, he's more for the earlier stories. I know I've already got him planned for if I'm able to make for the uniform. He will be in that. But yeah, that's more of a setup for other stuff. I mean, most of the time he's been just kind of in the shadows, you could say. Of course, there's the whole connection. He's got a strong connection with like Jerhovsky and stuff like that. And there was even a nice little reference. I don't know if you picked up on that. Grayson says, "I learned from my good friend Jerhovsky to leave your enemy a choice." Jerhovsky Jr. also learned that in Meeting with Destiny. He gave Philip Krieg a very similar choice, where it's like you can either stop this or save her. That's what that was actually a reference to. It's kind of a little homage to that scene, only it plays out very differently from the Philip Krieg film. But yeah, it was just a little reference. So I thought it would be interesting to do. Yeah, originally that was just the scene, but then I threw in the I learned from my friend Jerhovsky line at the last minute. Chris had to memorize so many names and lines. He's not as familiar with the LCU, so for a while of that, I was just like, I don't know what these names mean. It's kind of funny. It was like, he was like, okay, Brocart, Vortex, the Black Falcon, Basilisk. It's just like, yeah. And then he was like, Jack Stoney and Private. He was just trying to keep track of all the names. It's like, it's a big universe. There's a lot of people, and his character's very heavily involved in a lot of what's been going on. That's also another thing for the uniform, I will say. Part of the story is we do see how that gets started. Kind of mastermind, how that all gets started. So he'd been doing that from 1997 to 2019. That's how long Grayson's little empire had been around. One thing to be aware is that your DNA changes once the serum is injected. I'll be writing a full description on it does decently soon. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I wonder, yeah. I threw in a little cough at the end just because I remember I think it was when Eric takes it. I think like he's just, I wanted to show is he just coughing just because he has a cough, or is it the start of having that reaction to the serum? So that's why I just threw in that little cough and that gets to black. So it's like, what happened there? What was that? Was that just him coughing? Or was that more? So once again, they're one of those just little reference. David's doing a cheeky smile right now because he's thinking of the possibilities. Sorry, wait. Once, where did this get here?
I don't know.
Sorry.
The cat brought it to you.
I guess so. It was up on the shelf. Oh, interesting. Sorry about that. Yes, possibilities. Yes, David. I'm glad you appreciated my impersonation of you when I was explaining the Clank serum to my other people in the film when I just held up and I did an impression of you explaining the serum from because I was in Clank Legacy. I couldn't resist. I was like, got it. Yeah. Also, when I did, because I didn't actually drink it, of course, I poured it out for filming purposes. When I opened up the drink, it had been in there for like a month at that point. It was not looking good, and it did not smell good. Poured it out like, oh yeah, we're getting rid of this. At that point, I think it was bio waste. Oh, we love the Vincolier version of David's now. Oof. Yeah, it was like, well, it'd been in there. It'd been cold, warm, every tossed around in a briefcase. I believe you. Yeah, it was blue blue Powerade is what it was. That's what we used. Because I just thought it was close enough to the color that we had seen in Clank Legacy. So, uh, yeah, because I wasn't sure what to do with it. Well, originally I just had where it was lost, like the briefcase. Actually, in the original version, the briefcase, along with the serum and everything, Deacons drops it accidentally while they're trying to escape, and Niven's just like, just let it go. And Niven and Deacons climb into the back of the vehicle. Well, Deacons climbs into the front seat. Niven's on the back. He's got the door open and he's firing, and then a guy jumps in, and they have a bit of a fight while the car's driving away, and then they both fall out, and then the explosion happens. But we just didn't have time to film that stunt scene. Plus, Micah wasn't available for the day when we were filming most of the battle action stuff at the farm. We accidentally added too much sugar in the water with the coloring, so David's reaction was probably genuine. Oh dear, that would not be good. That's not good. Yeah, I just was like, no. Even if Niven drank it, I'm not drinking. I would have had to get a new. I was like, I will get a new bottle, drink it. But I thought it made a cool little mystery, like this little bonus mid-credit scene. Yeah, all the Lost Scene films have post-credit scenes, exception of the first one in Chess. Those are the only two that don't have any like post-credit stuff, but all the others do. Yeah, those final filming days were intense and quite crazy. Yeah, we had 6 days of filming for this film because day one, it was just me and I just filmed the opening sequence. Which, another trivia note, that opening scene, the bit where I'm standing there and I'm looking at the compass, and I'm just kind of standing in this kind of clearing. That is actually the same exact spot where I'm standing in the post-credit scene when I'm confronting Jack Stone. You just can't tell because there's snow, so it makes it look completely different. But that actually is the exact same spot. So it's like the whole movie just comes back around to that spot. Yeah, yeah, that was day one though. I filmed that whole bit, and then I made sure to get myself as scruffy as I could. Cold Fusion, which was a weaponized collection, which was made of water and food coloring. Yep. Sounds about right. And then day two was the two Polovich, the real Polovich scenes. That was day two. And day three was the library scene, and then all the stuff with like Grace and yeah, all of Rachel's scenes as Emily, all of Chris's scenes as Grace, and everything that was filmed in that basement area was filmed on day three, with the exception of a couple of shots that we had to redo. Like me being attacked by a guard while trying to escape after Grayson starts to self-destruct. That was filmed on the last day of filming, actually. Doing some quick pickup shots. Day four was the farm battle scene stuff. So everything that was done outside that was on that farmland was filmed on day four. Day five was the Barrett scene, and then day six was the finale. And then some final battle shots and stuff. It was just kind of doing some pickups, which we beat out rain. It was about to rain on us really bad. About to rain on us really. We like literally got inside to film like the last scene where Niven and Deacon say goodbye, like right before it started raining. So it was really close on that one. We were like, come on, let's film all this stuff before it rains. And we managed to do it. So, Yeah, the dream sequence was not originally in the film either. It's not in the script at all. I literally filmed it because I realized I'd been doing a lot of promotional work with the combat vests and the goggles and everything, and I realized I don't actually ever wear that in the movie. It's in the sequence. I also wanted to show that Niven was struggling the same way Deacons was, and so it worked out. So that scene in there, but it actually isn't in the script. He literally just goes to confront. No, actually, he doesn't go to confront Deacons either. Originally, that was at Niven's place. Deacons confronts Niven, and so those whole scenes were originally going to be at, but we didn't have a location, so it was easier just to make it all take place at Deacon's apartment. So that was another one of those interesting little tidbits from the movie. Also, the Barrett scene and the Yuri scene flipped. Originally, it was supposed to be the Barrett scene and then the Yuri scene, but I actually found it easier and made more sense and flowed better if I flipped them because we made the whole opening sequence, the whole flashbacks, which was another late addition to the movie. Really great of Peter Groff to film some extra shots as Joseph Strahovski Jr. Those were originally supposed to be shots that were supposed to also be incorporated with Sean Phillips and Matt Copeland reprising their roles to show the scene where Jones is dead. But in the end, they weren't available, so I had to do some tricks and take some dialogue from other archival stuff to use to show them to kind of imply how Jones died. But originally, we were just going to film the whole sequence so you could see it and how he escaped and how Niven escaped and started running and leads into the Lost Scene 1. But in the end, it just didn't work out, so I had to use what stuff I could to make that work. To make that whole, to show what was the sequence, what was the Lost Scene 1. So you get a little better idea of what was going on during the Lost Scene 1. In fact, it involved Drahovsky and the Russian espionage group. I thought that was kind of an interesting little thing for people to discover. It's like, oh, so this was all tied in. And of course, that also even ties in a little bit into the legends, as we'll learn. So that's pretty cool. Trying to think. Is there any, you guys have any questions or anything about The Lost Scene 5? I mean, I can always answer those. Those are the trivia things I can think off the top of my head. Also, yeah, trying to figure out what to do with this, the poll results, because like I said, it's a tie, which should I go back and like fix up the sound effects or not? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I could go back and do that, but at the same time, is it really worth it doing it? Also, if I do that, I won't get rid of the original version. It will be just unlisted, and there'll be a link in the description of the new version. Like, hey, if you really want to watch it as it originally came out, here's a link to that. So I wouldn't get rid of that bit of version. It wouldn't be like it's gone. It just would be, here's the improved version. There's also a couple other things I wouldn't mind. I would probably go back and reshoot that sequence of me at the spot where Livingston died and filming it during a brighter part of the day so that it's not so dark. Also refilming my close-up shots during the Barrett scene because they were too blurry, and I tried to sharpen it as best I could, but it really didn't come out too well. So I might reshoot those parts too, because I can easily reshoot stuff with me a lot faster than I can with a lot of other people, because that's, getting all the planning and stuff on that. And I also wouldn't want to change up too much the film, but those are two big bits I think could use a little bit of improvement. Plus, of course, the sound effects. Maybe making the echoey effects on some of the past lines not quite as echoey. I've had that suggestion made. So just trying to figure out if it's worth doing or not. Because I do want this film to be the best it could be, and I feel like it was a bit rushed because, we were trying to beat everyone being busy with the holidays in the year, and also getting really cold for filming. And yeah, if you will go through some plus sounds, you'll definitely share it unlisted or the way you think it would be best. Okay, yeah, I'm still considering it. Like I said, the poll is tied right now, so it's very difficult to figure out what'll work best. What people really want. Do people want me to do it or not? I mean, it's kind of been like, oh, I thought it would be definitive one way or another. But I saw a lot of you guys' comments in the comment section, and I was like, hey, I have the option to be able to do this, like right now, because most of the time, it's very difficult for me to go back and change, especially a lot of the newer films. I'd have to almost go back and rebuild them from scratch. But right now, I have a lot. I would suggest an extra of Newman or maybe even Deacons running out from the house during the moment of the chaos before they have to fight the guards. Yeah, I mean, that's why I edited it the way I did, because I realized we didn't have a shot of them running out of the house. Because that's why I cut it with the guards reacting and they run, and then suddenly we see them outside, because it gave it a moment for them to be able to get outside. That's why I edited it the way I did, to make that work. So I had the shot of the guards reacting, saying, let's go, and showing them run. Also having the guard, I found out the guards from the Lost Scene 3 were still around helping out Grace, and Carl, do you have any cigarettes? It's like, that guy's still around and he still wants his cigarettes 10 years later, and then he gets killed. Sometimes you can make it. Yeah, that helped the moment. Yeah, it was the best we could do at the time. A lot of things were a bit of a miss. But if I go back in it, maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I still haven't made up my mind just yet. But it's a thought, because I really like I like you guys' feedback. I like your guys' support and stuff, and I want you guys to have the best product that we can make. That's what's important to me. Making sure you guys have what is good. And this one, unlike a lot of my other films, I will say this one was a little more rushed. That's why I'm considering, maybe I could go back and fix a few things, because they are rushed. There's actually one error in the credits too, where I accidentally typed in 2 W's on Micah's name for one of his credits, so it says Micah Woodward. It's really weird. Love the hero shot of Niven standing behind the tree. Yeah, that was really fun. That was a fun shot. Amelia here. Hey, what's up? Glad you could join us. We'll be talking about too long. Elia. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really with Lost Scene 3. I know. Okay, so besides Lost Scene 5 stuff that we've been discussing, I mean, obviously the plans right now, focusing completely on doing the Legends, getting that done. So get the script written, then we can start working on our lines. We need to figure out who's going to play all the extra characters, the new characters, like the villains and stuff. And then after that, obviously get it recorded, get it made, get it published. So I would say early 2021. I'd say by March, hopefully have it all done, which is perfect for us, because because usually people are really busy on the holidays, and then the early parts of 2021 we usually can't film much. I have filmed a couple of films that early. I think The Real Business was filmed in January. It's the only time I've ever filmed something like January. February, I remember I filmed The Lost Scene 1 in February, so sometimes I can film early, but usually that'll work good. And then after that, probably in March, try to film The Lost Scene 6 Redemption. Try to have that written. That way the Lost Scene series is done. And it's less complicated than this one was, so thank goodness for that. Be a lot easier to do. and then Indiana Jones. Then I start putting full effort into Indiana Jones and go from there. The rest of 2021, I don't want to make too many plans because you never know what's going to happen. But that's my initial plans for what's coming in 2021. So that'd be like a couple of films out there, right there, and then after that, figure out what else I've still got on my plate that I still want to make, and go from there. Let's see here. Yeah. The also the votes, just the ranking, the Blue Diamond ranked stuff. That's actually been turning out quite interestingly. I've been keeping up to date on that. I still have 2 more videos to make for that series. I got to do the standalone films one, which seems to be settling pretty well, and then there'll be the class projects one, which I will also do at the very end. The Lost Scene 5's score. It really has turned out quite a bit differently than I would have expected. Really, I mean, I never would have expected things to be ranked quite the way they are, especially up near the top 10. There's a few films in there that I am really surprised are ranked as high as they are. The film that's at the bottom is not what I was expecting, so it's been kind of an interesting little just seeing what people have to say. So it's pretty good. Yeah, we'll figure out the final aspect for the legends as well. Yeah, definitely need to work on that together. I mean, once we get the script written, then we can change it up and get the draft written, and then we can add or change and just modify it. Then once we got the script finalized, then we get to work on it. A lot easier than a lot of the other projects we've done because obviously we're not filming it, so makes the things a little bit easier. So mainly it's just getting that script finished. But now that I'm done with the Lost Scene 5, I can fully concentrate on getting the Legends script done. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else going on with Blue Diamond outside of that. I mean, I will be putting together a video that will be talking about just an update of the LCU. I've been meaning to do one every year. I didn't get a chance to do one for the beginning of 2020, but I'll do one for 2021, like the end of 2020, to kind of show, okay, so where are we at the end of 15 years? Where's the legend standing? What's the timeline looking like? I'll do a video like that. I know I'll do a end of the year Blue Diamond video. So outside of that, I think that's pretty much all that's for the rest of the year for this year. So yeah, I'll keep you guys, of course, updated and everything on what's going on. Yeah, I don't think else unless you guys have anything you want to ask or anything. I mean, if everyone's all good there, I mean, I'll probably go ahead and get offline here pretty soon. But if you guys have any questions or comments or anything about the Lost Scene 5 or anything coming up Blue Diamond, just let me know here pretty quick, and then we'll just take it from there. Been very grateful for all you guys' support. I know you guys were waiting a long time for this film. I really enjoyed making the ending, I will say, of the movie. I think it worked out really well. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but once I filmed it and edited it, I was like, this is a good end to this movie. And yeah, I know a lot of people commenting that they wished Emily had lived and survived, but it's important for the Lost Scene 6. The Lost Scene 6, I can't tell you about the Lost Scene 6's ending. It's good. I mean, I won't tell you. Does Niven live? Does he die? What happens? I won't say. All I'm gonna say is I think you will enjoy the ending. It's a very good, definitive ending to the series. Outside of that, I won't say anymore. So, thanks for joining us on this little live stream here. Thanks for listening. If you missed anything, you can always go back once it publishes and rewatch it. I need to put all my live streams into a playlist. That way if you ever need to go back, if you miss one, you can rewatch it and see what I had to say. And then, of course, yeah, like I said, we got a few more videos coming out for this year. And yeah, thanks for the support with Lost Scene 5. I appreciate it. We'll know soon enough whether or not I will go back and do some quick edits on Lost Scene 5 or not, or just leave it as is. I'll let you guys know about that decision probably by the end of this week. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So take care, everyone. This is Tom Smith from Boudin Filmmakers. Still used to Boudin Productions. Boudin Filmmakers. Saying, if I don't see you for the end of the year, have a Merry Christmas and take care of yourselves. So, everyone.